Hey there, everybody. It's Monday, July 1st, right? It is July 1st, right? Am I in the right month? Feels like a long time since I have been on this channel. So, hey there. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're having a great week so far. Hope your last couple of weeks have been good. I've been very busy traveling all over the place. So, hey, Babbitt, how you doing? Happy Monday. Thanks for jumping in. Hopefully your last couple of weeks have been good. How's the badge life journey coming along, Babbitt? So I am. Forgive me if I feel a little bit rusty today. I feel like I'm still catching up from Oslo, but I do have some fun stuff planned for the next couple hours. We're going to spend some time actually going through demo the Emotion Mesh project. I want to do a little bit of a show and tell, share a couple of things on the that's up on the screen here, and then actually want to go through and start adding some Bluetooth functionality to the Emotion Mesh project. Bluetooth was something that I spent some time working on over the last couple of weeks. Perhaps you may have seen that Particle 3rd generation devices now actually support Bluetooth and NFC out of the box, and so I actually want to add some Bluetooth capabilities to my Emotion Mesh demo, basically to add a Bluetooth powered controller to reset the local device on the network. So we're going to make some of those changes today. So bad because I'm lazy, but I started learning KiCad, so I got some artwork working I'm excited about. Now to map the circuit. Awesome. And are you going to DEF CON? Are you actually planning on going out to DEF CON this year? Because that would be pretty cool. I look forward to. I told myself last year I would go this year, and I'm not. So I don't know. One of these days I'll actually do it. But let's actually kick off with show and tell. Oh, B-sides and DEF CON. That's awesome. Hi, that's all right. Already up, Jeff. Yes, it is Monday. Right? I'm lucky that it's Monday. I'm excited it's Monday. Let me see if I can get this thing to refocus. Hello. Refocus. Are you refocusing? I've talked about this on the stream over the last couple of weeks. If you watch my last stream from before I was in Oslo, why is this so bad? Focus. You focus on my hand up close. Focus on the box far away. Already on Jam, yeah. So it went really well, and I'm actually going to demo that this morning. I'm going to show that off here in a bit after I get through show and tell. So it's focusing on my hand. I'll start with the ADA box. I believe that I said, well, I know I did because I recorded it and I saw it the other day. I predicted that the ADA box for this quarter would be a handheld gamer, or a little handheld gaming device, Python-powered handheld gaming device. And I was very, very jazzed to see that that's exactly what it is, the Pi Gamer. I have actually not opened this yet or done anything with it because I'm going to do it with the kids. I have off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, a little extended weekend. And so we're going to actually spend some time messing with the Pi Gamer this weekend. But this thing is awesome. I am really excited to mess with this. It actually comes, there's like some wonderful acrylic to it. It comes with a little case. ADA box also came with this wonderful little group of stickers for like every handheld game device from 1979 to 2017. So like there's everything on here from the Milton Bradley Microvision all the way up to the Nintendo Switch. Every iteration of the Nintendo DS. Seems to take up a lot of stuff on here, but things that even, I've never heard of. Some of these, I remember some of these, like remember the Nokia N-Gage? I don't think I ever heard of the Sega Nomad. The Mega Duck or the Cougar Boy. So this is actually kind of cool. So the ADA box this time around is what I thought it was going to be, this Pi Gamer. Really jazzed to play with this. It's going to be some fun. So we're going to spend some time with that over the week. I will take some video. Perhaps I can actually convince my kids to do a stream with me where they won't be all shy and they'll actually like, you know, play, hang around, do some stuff. I'm gonna talk about this next. But let me look at chat. Babin, I should be getting my box today, so I'm excited. Oh yeah. Oh, so you already got a Pi Gamer? So what's funny, Babin, is I actually went, after I knew this was coming, I went and got a couple of the Pi badges. Because of course I did. So I'm actually gonna take those to a conference in August to do some stuff with, but that should actually be kind of fun. We got the gamer case buttons already. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. So, oh, hey, Ronan52, how you doing? I actually don't know if you missed a couple of streams. 2 weeks ago, I was in Oslo, Norway. And then last week, I ended up canceling my stream because I got back on Sunday and I had just like a ton of stuff going on last week. But I did not get the Mayo band. I ended up, hey, Siva, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a happy Monday. Thanks for saying hey. Ronan, I came this close. I really did. I came this close. I ended up like bailing and getting a different Logitech clicker. Because I read some of the reviews of the Mayo band and I wanted to jump in, but the price, I think it was high enough that I felt like, all right, if I'm not absolutely certain I'm gonna end up using this, it's tough to justify. So I ended up deciding not to do it. RDM Jam, that mini gaming device reminded you of the pocket operator? Are you talking about? It actually does a little bit. I mean, it's nice and small. It's pretty cool. And because, so it actually has an Atmel AT7051 already in here. So the main chip is already on here, but there's a Featherwing on the back. And what do we know? What does everybody know that I'm a big fan of that is in the Feather form factor? I'm gonna plug a particle argon in here and actually do some mesh Pi gaming would be, I think, a lot of fun. That could be actually like pretty darn cool. Where you could actually do like locally, you know, like mesh networked communication between these devices to do some sort of interactive gaming kind of stuff. So, Ronan, you're absolutely right. I have way too many projects already. Anyway. Hey, Steam Hyper Polyglot. I love the name. Hey, Sherman. We were just DMing on Twitter, but it's cool to hear from you. Thanks for jumping on. Excited to see you here. Yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out on Twitch. It's a trip. It's a lot of fun, and I like the name you chose. Steam Hyper Polyglot. That's a good one. I like that a lot. Babbitt, right? Mesh Pi gaming and like badge, you know. So this was my dream when we first announced the mesh stuff last year, was that we could actually do some cool badge life stuff with mesh network badges. So I have all kinds of free time on my hands to do these kinds of things. So I'm sure I'll get to them at some point. The controller is really nostalgic, and this is why, like, I feel like Adafruit has done this amazing job recently tapping into the gaming nostalgia. And this is just, I'm so jazzed. Like, it's taken everything in me not to mess with this yet, because I want to do it with the kids when I'm off later this week. I'm doing it for the kids, for the children. Someone please think of the children. Okay, so that was my first show and tell item. My next is actually this. I don't know if you can see this sort of close up, but if you have used particle devices before, you know that, you know, they typically look like this, right? Like dev kits, excuse me, with the headers, the whole deal. We actually are in the midst of actually creating a system on module version of these same devices as well. So this is an eval board for what we refer to as the B402, or the boron SOM. Boron is our cellular, or is Particle's cellular device. But it actually uses an M.2 connector, which is the same connector that a lot of memory chips use, and this is it. So this is sort of the system on module version of the cellular device, and the rest of this board is just breakout pins for the eval, SD, SIM card reader, a few other connectors, things like that. And yes, there are actually two antennas on here. One of them is a cellular antenna, I saw that question, Babbitt. One is a cellular antenna, and one is a mesh network antenna. So I don't have to have both. The cellular one is absolutely the one that I need. But if I were designing this inside of a PCB, I could use a trace or PCB antenna to actually be the mesh network antenna for me as well. So I know the camera really does struggle with autofocus, and I don't know if it's a distance thing, RDM Jam, or what. And I apologize. Hopefully it's not like giving y'all fits. So maybe it's my erratic movement that's the problem here. Anyway, so the reason I'm sharing this today is because I actually have, I'm going to use this on future streams. I'm actually building a custom PCB that uses this. And my goal is to actually create I want to basically create a version of a machine learning voice audio detection demo that Google has been doing, and that works on the SparkFun Apollo boards, but actually have it working with particle devices. So that's something I've got planned for the future. RDM Jam, is it a mobile? No, it's not. It's a Razer, or what are these things called? That Ryzen Kaio camera. So autofocus is supposed to be a feature on this thing, but it gets really wonky sometimes. Next. Is it in here? All right. Next up, so this is actually a custom PCB that I got from, I got to go back. So Sherman's, the question about what's below the board. So this is actually, the rest of this is just the eval board. So this gives you the ability to actually build basically to prototype different solutions against the boron SOM without having to design a custom PCB. So if you're not yet ready to do that, if you're evaluating this for a project, it just breaks out a lot of the different pins and capabilities. And then you can use this as a reference design for actually creating your own PCBs in the future. So it makes it easier to evaluate a SOM type design, because the SOMs have, these are the pins as opposed to a dev kit where they're breadboard friendly. So it just makes it easier to mess with that before you actually spin your own PCBs. So this board, let me see if I can hold it still. This was actually a custom PCB that was designed by the folks that led a workshop that I attended on MicroPython in the ESP32 at NDC Oslo. Their name is Byte Barista, and it's actually kind of cool, but they basically just took an ESP32 dev board and they created a workshop around this. So they plugged in the ESP32 dev board, takes a lithium battery as well, but they designed the TFT display and all this good stuff. Actually, let me see if it still works if I plug it in. So we did this like 2-day workshop. Hey, Robert Tables, how you doing? Long time no see. I know I have been AWOL like way too much lately. Hopefully I will correct that. Oh, you know what? It's probably not going to work right now because there's some Wi-Fi stuff going on here. But this basically, this ESP32 is running MicroPython, and we basically, in the course of the 2-day workshop, just worked through just messing with the different inputs, and there's a temperature sensor and a few things on here, and really sort of learning MicroPython as a result of the conference. This was actually kind of a fun thing for me because I have never, I've done a little bit with MicroPython, I've done some stuff with CircuitPython, but I really wanted to spend like 2 days just really getting into it, messing around, seeing what I could do, and I had a lot of fun working with this. And it was cool that the guys actually built a board around it so that you had something that you could, something that you could start with, so you weren't starting from scratch. Probably one of my favorite things about this whole experience, to be honest. I had this aha moment when I actually had a terminal window. I actually was in a REPL console on the ESP32, inspecting the states of pins and setting LEDs low and high without having to recompile, without having to even drag a file back over to a virtual drive. Like REPL on an embedded device, that was really stinking cool. And that's something that some of you I'm sure have seen before. I hadn't seen that before. That was actually really awesome. Robert Table's exhausted. Huge client deploy last week. You got your ADA box? Good. Did you get a chance to mess with your ADA box yet? I actually was just showing it off before you joined. I'm very excited about the Pi Gamer. And I think I had mentioned to you on Twitter, Robert Tables, that I was going to mess with this on the with my kids over the weekend, and we didn't get there yet. We're going to do it while I'm going to have a couple of days off later this week, and we're going to spend some time messing with it. Just the four of us, me and the three boys. So we'll see how that goes. What was the age range of the workshop attendees? To Ronan's answer, a nerd never tells. That's right. It was adults. This workshop was, so these were pre-conference workshops that were taking place before NDC Oslo proper. And so there was a lot of stuff like, .NET Core for software folks. There was a Vue.js workshop. This was sort of an IoT rapid prototyping workshop. And it was a smaller workshop. There were only like 7 or 8 of us, but we were, I would guess it was everybody like well versed in the world of technology. So not too many newbies software wise in the workshop, although it definitely was newbie accessible. There were a few folks that were longtime software developers that were new to the world of microcontroller work. And I think the content was pretty accessible, which was great. Yeah, these guys actually did do a kids workshop that evening because NDC Oslo actually added some kids content later, which was pretty neat. But they have not, I don't know that they, I don't think they used the same device. It actually wasn't with this. So, yeah. You're gonna, I know, Robert Tables, you're gonna have to custom paint that case. So what color? Did everybody get the same color case? This was the color. This was the case. The case is already kind of Twitch purple. Are you going to paint it again? So this is other stuff that's in the box. Did your case end up being a different color than this? And also these really awesome pins. My middle kid, my 8-year-old, is gonna wear the heck out of these pins. It's gonna be awesome. I'm very excited. So yeah, my week is set. It's set. Oh, you meant the actual like acrylic. Oh, I got you. The acrylic pieces. Very cool. So Robert Tables, I had that exact same thought as you. So I'm actually thinking, my agenda, my partial agenda with the kids this weekend on this. Let me just put the Pi Gamer back in. So I'm gonna do these like side by side. It'd be kind of fun. My agenda with the Pi Gamer this weekend is actually to spend some time with the boys and figure out like how cool would it be if you could take an intro to programming workshop. There's a lot of intro to programming Python stuff out there, but centered around a device like this where you're also teaching microcontrollers and a little bit of electronics at the same time. Inputs, outputs, analog and digital devices, those kinds of things. That would be really, really super cool. Maybe just a 2-3 hour workshop kind of thing, but that would be a lot of fun. And Sherman, I'm currently working on a series of Pi Game related content for those looking to learn programming using Python. You should, Sherman, definitely. There is never a reason not to stream on Twitch. I mean, sometimes even if I'm talking to myself, I'm happy with it. It's a cool opportunity. So yeah, you should definitely do it. And I'll be there. I'll be there if you set up a shingle and do it, for sure. Robert Tables, I didn't realize you'd learn Pi Game before. That's really cool. The book on Pi Game, very cool. Ronan52, I volunteered for a couple of classes teaching at CS First, a Google program that works with K through 4 with Scratch. I brought in that motion control drone thing, and they love it. Oh yeah, totally. Ronan, do you have any videos of that? Do you have any videos of the, I don't know if I asked you this last time you sent me and I totally forgot. Do you have videos of the motion control drone? Because if you do, can you share them here? It would be really cool to see. All right, I'm clicking on the link. Go, game programming, the L line. That's cool. I'm to save that to check out later. Okay. Almost done with show and tell. I got one more set of things to do. I mentioned earlier that what we were going to be spending time on today was adding some Bluetooth capabilities to the Emotion Mesh project. So I have been spending a lot of time lately because I know that I mentioned to you all earlier that we last week Particle actually announced built-in Bluetooth and NFC support on the 3rd generation devices. So of course I had to go and get some Bluetooth sensors because now I have other project ideas that I want to work on with some Bluetooth capable devices. One of the cool things about having Bluetooth capability inside of these is it gives you another dimension of communication when devices, right? So you have Wi-Fi and cellular, broad communication capabilities. Mesh gives you this local networking capability for devices that have mesh support built in. But then Bluetooth gives you the ability to take any of these kinds of devices, like legacy Bluetooth devices, and incorporate them into a mesh network and incorporate them into something intelligent that you may be building with Particle devices. So a few different things that I have here are this tempo disc. This is just a simple little like tag temperature sensor. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff with that. Robert Tables, I think you would probably appreciate this. There's a Bluetooth OBD2 reader. I'm gonna be messing with a little bit too. A bike speed and cadence sensor. And then this Vosny is just like a generic smart tracker. So it's just a keychain sort of smart tracker with a little bit of audio built in, a few things there. So lots of ideas for stuff that I could potentially do here, and we'll be doing it sort of with Particle devices. So that'll be pretty sweet. Yes. All right. Let's get back into this. Great question, Robert Tables. That was actually something I'm going to get to now. Pull this back up. How was the trip and the conference is a great question. It was good. It was actually really, really great. Trip was pretty smooth. The workshop stuff that I just mentioned, that was the first 2 days for me. And then the conference itself was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh yeah, Sherman, huge buttons, bigger the better. That's for sure. I had a really good time at the conference. I went to NDC Oslo last year and, went back again this year. It was a bit of a hassle traveling with all the demo gear, but that sort of comes with the territory. I mean, part of the work that I do is hauling this kind of stuff out there and messing around with it. So that's kind of fun. Oh yeah, absolutely, Babbitt. You're right. So somebody actually did take capture some sketch notes for my talk, which was really cool. So that was neat. I think that's maybe the first time I've ever given a talk that somebody shared sketch notes from the talk itself. So the talk went over really well. All of my demos worked, which was really cool, especially since one of the demos was actually doing Emotion Mesh, and I had a volunteer come up from the audience to interact with the demo. So I'll go ahead and show you all this because it's worth showing sort of the overall completed demo, because I don't know if I actually had it all done the last time that I streamed. I know that I was constantly making some tweaks to it. So let's actually, no, this way. Let's go through this and walk through this demo really quickly. Robert Tables, I bet TSA loves you, right? I don't know, Robert Tables. They do love me, and I don't know. I didn't have to make any animal sacrifices or even give up any of my children in order to get the demos to work. It was miraculous. I think I don't know how it worked, because I don't know. This was actually too, like on Wednesday night, the night before my talk, this demo, the Emotion Mesh demo, just failed on me. I had it on the floor for people to come by and play with and see what was happening. And it totally just stopped working altogether. So I had to go back to the hotel. I'm debugging, trying to get stuff working. Nothing's working. It was a rough couple of hours until I finally actually got it working again. Hey James, how you doing? Happy Monday. Hope you're having a good week so far. Good to see you. So yeah, so the demo just failed on me on Wednesday night, I had to get it working again. Got it working again. Everything was fine. And then, yeah, so it actually ended up working on Thursday for the demo itself, which was great. So for those of you that have seen sort of the genesis of some of this, I actually worked on it over the course of the last, this is what I've been doing on the stream over the course of the last several months, or a couple months as it is. No worries, James. It's going great. It's going great. I'm happy to be back in the chair, happy to be streaming, hanging out with y'all. You got a busy week ahead? I do not, and I'm actually kind of happy about that because I'm feeling the need to kind of step back a little bit for sure. I actually have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off because we have our 4th of July holiday Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is great. But what do you got coming up, James? I clicked on the wrong thing. Yeah, I'll give it a second. What am I looking for? What? Oh yeah, I gotta go back to page 1 here. It has been a while, James. It's been like it's been over 2 weeks since I've streamed, which does not feel, it's rough. I don't like that. I enjoy it much better when I get to be doing this every week. All right, so I'm back in capture mode. That's what I needed to do. So, hey, Grogard, how you doing? Resubscribe for 5 months. That's awesome, Grogard. Thank you so much. And dang it, my bot is still broken. One of these days, man, the idiot that does all the programming for the bots on the stream should probably fix those things. I gotta have a talk with him. Big feature change in work with due Friday. Oh, thanks. Hey, Grogard, hello. It is great to see you. I hear that it looks like Teardown went really well. For those of you here, I want to actually plug. I was going to do this anyway, but now that Grogard is here, I want to mention it. Not Teardown. Yeah, Teardown. That was the event. I want y'all to check out this project from our friend here, Grogard, the Giant Board. He launched it on Crowd Supply. Yeah, that's right. He's fired. Fired completely. Oh, Grogard, you're almost halfway there, which is awesome. Please, everybody watching, if you're watching this now, you're watching it later, back this project. Back this project on Crowd Supply. Grogard has been working on this thing for months. Months and months and months. He has poured a lot of time and effort into it. It takes a lot of gumption. Gumption, there's a southern word, to release something like this out in the wild. This is a Linux single board computer in a Adafruit Feather form factor, which should be nothing else that needs to be said about it. You absolutely have to get one of these things. So please, if you're watching now, watching the VOD, watching later, over a year, not months, over a year. Yeah, and you'll be working on it for a while. So y'all, please do back this project. And Grogard, I'm excited to see that you're almost halfway there. So that's very, very cool. I'll continue to watch. And as soon as I get my hands on one, it's going to be on show and tell. And I'm going to have to figure out something to build with it. So that'll be a lot of fun. Okay. Back to this. So if you have not seen this demo before, I'll tell you, inside of this box is a couple of different boards. There is a Google Coral dev board, which is Google's machine learning capable single board computer that runs a Edge TPU or TensorFlow processing unit. And there's a Particle Argon, which is the gateway in a mesh network. And these two are connected via UART, so they can communicate with one another. I also have, on this same network, I'll just add one of these up here. Just drape one of these over the top. I have a number of NeoPixel strips that all sort of help to convey the current state of the network. Man, those are really bright on the camera. Bunch of NeoPixel strips that convey the current state of the network. And then a webcam that's actually connected to the Coral, and then a streaming site that's going on right here. So let me actually make sure that that all my services are still running. Okay, streaming server and WebSocket are still running. So when I'm in this capture mode, what I can do is actually, no problem, James. Feel free to lurk, and I'm glad you're hanging out anyway. Oh, very cool, Sherman. I'll have to check that out. Step into the world of SBCs. Very nice. All right, so I'm going to capture a photo by clicking on the green button. So I'm going to make a face. Happy to be back, so I'm smiling. Processing is happening, and I get the result. The machine predicted happiness. Is this correct? Yeah, I think this is pretty good. It's correct. Seems right to me. So then I can hit the green button if I think it's right, hit the red button if I think it's wrong. I'll hit green. Site gives me an update, and you'll see, across the 104 or so times that I've run this, or this ran while I was at NDC, 74% correct, 24% incorrect. It predicted happiness most of the time, 49%. Because, hey, you know what? I think many of us are just genuinely pretty happy. Neutral 28% of the times, not bad. Sadness 1%, surprise 5%, never. No one was ever afraid, which is great, I suppose. 3% disgust, 5% contempt, and 8% anger. That was sort of the predictions. This doesn't subdivide by correct or incorrect. This is sort of the inferences across all of the different things. So I can also reset the demo, make another face, go through the whole process again. What's it going to predict this time? Anger. No, that's not anger. 25% neutral. Anger. And then I can, in this case, say, no, that's not correct. I'm going to say no. Inference was wrong. And you'll notice through all this that I'm getting different light strip animations on a lot of this as I'm going through this. Oh, wait. Say no. Did I break? Did something break? Oh, crap. Okay. The no button is not working right now, so something may have happened on the trip home. But in any case, that's the way the whole thing works. That is the emotion mesh demo, and this is what I want to add to. So what I am actually wanting to do today is to move this out of the screen a tiny little bit, because I want to add in another device. So I have an Adafruit Feather. And let me actually pull this in closer so that y'all can see it. We'll just get a close-up on this itself. Ronan, I'm afraid the machines will be able to detect fear and assess my weakness, right? Oh, I know. That's my fear as well, for sure. Okay. So I have an Adafruit Feather here, which is a 3.5 inch TFT. I actually was using this for one of my Bluetooth demos for a blog post that I did last week, but I'm going to repurpose it. And what I want to do is, because this is also a touch screen, we're going to do a few things on here. This is going to be sort of the crux of the stream today. I want to add the current state of the network. So right now, the LED strip, what it's effectively telling me is I'm in sort of idle mode. So I'm going to enhance the mesh network to basically have my gateway broadcast via Bluetooth the current state of the network, and I'm going to display that here on the device. This is ultimately going to become like a touchscreen controller. This will be a touchscreen controller for my emotion mesh network. So I can see the current state. I can see some of the same stats that you can see on the screen above. And then I'll also be able to use it to like trigger state changes, or maybe even capture a photo remotely. So instead of hitting the button, I can say, I can use this as a remote control from a distance, which would be kind of cool. So that's actually what we're going to be working on today, which I'm jazzed about. James, what's the big deal with the Feather? I saw a guy hook up a QC10 keyboard to it. Feather is just, oh yeah, totally usable on a giant board. Definitely, Grogard. I am so excited. So, the Michael Jolly, thanks so much for the resub at 4 months. And also every resub is just pointing out the bug that I have in my bot that I keep forgetting about until people sub or resub, and then I don't fix. So awesome. The Michael Jolly, you're not that late. All I've been doing for the last 30 minutes is just talking about that guy up there. Just, that's it. So there's the last 36 minutes summarized. I'm just kidding. Michael Jolly, the last 36 minutes summarized is that the Adafruit Pi Gamer is awesome and everyone needs to have an Ada box. You absolutely need to back GrowGuard's giant board project, Michael Jolly. So I'm going to add it here again. Not that one. Oh, that's that blog post from Sherman. Yes, I want to check that out. Check out. Yes, it came in the Adafruit box, Michael Jolly. Everybody that comes on today and says hi is going to get me to reshare that link. Back GrowGuard's crowd supply project. Do it now. That about summarizes the last 30 minutes, Michael Jolly. I'm not angry. Not really. The box is still wrong sometimes. So yeah, we're gonna add Bluetooth today. That's sort of the crux of what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna actually start with pulling open the firmware for. Let's see, where are we? On the controller. All right. So I mentioned earlier that in the Emotion Mesh project, which by the way, I guess I should, for anybody that has not been here before, I can share the details of what I'm working on is still here. This is in this GitHub project, has sort of the summary of everything that I'm trying to, everything that I have been distracting myself with working on in the Emotion Mesh project. I have a couple of issues lists in there, and that's the crux of what I want to do today. If you have not yet seen, what I'm going to be looking at and referencing a lot from the Particle docs is the stuff that was added last week for Bluetooth support. So if you go into tutorials, I'll copy a link to this in a second. There's a whole section on Bluetooth low energy. And if you have a particle argon, boron, xenon, BSOM, any of the new devices, and you are running Device OS version 1.3.0, you can use Bluetooth or NFC, which I'm pretty jazzed about. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to actually add some of that today. I'm probably going to reference some of my own code because I wrote a blog post about this last week. And then I immediately forgot everything that I wrote. Because that's how these things work. Yes, I wrote a blog post about how to share data from Gen 3 devices with Bluetooth and NFC, and then I forgot what I did. So, thankfully, we have the internet to be our memory for us. But yeah, Michael Jolly, I'm really excited about this. And this actually I'm interested to see if maybe this comes in handy for your watering project, for your planter project as well. It would be very cool. I don't know where you are with that, but it would be neat to see if it's actually something useful. Yes, you just got a gift of your existing hardware. No purchase necessary. No purchase necessary. Isn't that great? So the Bluetooth stuff is actually relatively easy to use, but it does require a little bit of low-level C, C++, bit banging. Oh, you're right, Ronan. Yeah, sorry. Only with the sub, the Michael Jolly, but you did it. You took care of the sub, so now it's fine. You can use the Bluetooth functionality. If you hadn't resubbed, no. You wouldn't have been able to use it. So I'll just go ahead and I'll copy this blog post here. Not that I am like into shameless self-promotion, but as I go through this today, I wanted to share that. Next step for me is hooking up the step up to the Xenon and to the solenoid valve and turning it on. Oh yeah, definitely. Are you planning on working on that on your next Sunday stream, or is that coming up Tuesday, Thursday this week? if y'all are, everybody else that is here hanging out, if you are not following the Michael Jolly, please do so. Because he is very entertaining, gentleman. And his stream is definitely worth checking out. And if you sub, he'll sing to you. I will not sing to you. I'm not singing. I'll thank you, but I'm not going to sing to you. Michael Jolly will sing to you. So, you know. Okay. So basically the way that the Bluetooth APIs work is you put together a byte array that contains some it's arbitrary data for the most part, but you're basically putting together a byte array that contains some metadata or header data, excuse me, copies in the actual payload that you're sending along. In this case, I'm actually sending the demo that I built was to send the battery voltage of a Xenon to a connected to another connected device. Right. So, do I actually have an image of what that looked like successfully? So this is this is the same screen right here we're going to be using to add this to the Motion Mesh project. This is reading the voltage of this battery connected to the Xenon and displaying it. This is connected to an Argon that's on the reverse side of the device. And so we're using Bluetooth in order to do that. I have a demo here on how to do that in NFC as well. And the NFC part is like even easier, but it does require using an NFC reader on a phone. So this is I'm going to use for actually communicating between devices. And we'll do that here. So this is going to be the broadcasting piece of it. And let me actually open up, let's go to the blog post. I'll go to my actual, boom. Yeah, the Michael Jolly. The next hurdle I have to learn is how to connect those up. Probably next Sunday. What pins? So I got a week to figure it out. Oh, yeah, for sure. Ronan52, I've only ever got to lurk on Michael Jolly's stream, and it always makes me so happy. Yeah, me too. I love hanging out on Michael Jolly's stream. It's good fun. I'm excited to see the end result and potentially use it for myself. There's so many plans to work. I know. This is the thing, Ronan52, but Michael Jolly is doing the hard work for us. So we just get to sit back and watch it. And then he gets to do all the work, and then we get to use it. I mean, that's the beauty. It's the beauty of these things. It's great. Okay. So this is the code that I'm going to steal from my past self. I am literally stealing code from my past self. That is how we roll. Open source? Ronan, are you asking, is he going to release it all open source? I don't know. Michael Jolly, are you going to? This is a really good question. I think you should. So, all right. So on my controller, there's a couple of things that I want to do here. I'm going to add a further down. So void, excuse me, update, advertising data. So this is just my forward declaration. Oh, Rona, you mean just in general? Open source, someone doing all the hard work for you and you get to use it? Yes. It's true, it is. That's what it is. All right, and I'm going to steal this piece here, again for myself. Open sourcing my own work back to myself. So there's some fake data in here that I am using for testing purposes, but I think these are useful to have just to... The whole reason that I have these buffers here is to do something. This specifies a company ID or a advertiser ID. So if you were manufacturing a Bluetooth device, you set this header to specify that you are the maker of that device, like some sort of a sensor. And then this is actually a type, sort of a fake type ID for internal, sorry, packet type. The whole reason that you have these is so that you can distinguish between all the noise as you're scanning for Bluetooth. What I'm going to be doing in this demo is I'm not actually going to be making a connection between Bluetooth devices. So it's not like one of those, like a phone pairing to a set of headphones or a speaker. I'm actually using a feature of BLE5 that allows me to advertise data, to just sort of spread it out there. And on the receiver side, to actually just read that data. And then as I'm looking at this, as I scan for Bluetooth data, I can determine, is this actually coming from a publisher that I care about? So therefore I check these byte values on the other side to determine what's my manufacturer ID or company ID, and then what's the data type. That's right, GrowGuard, fake data. Yeah, I do it all the time, copying my own work from before. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is I wrote this over a week and a half ago. So I was a totally different person back then. I can't remember any of that crap. All right, so the specific data in this case is actually going to be the current state. So it's going to be motion mesh state. And so I'm actually getting some errors on this because I need to change my target for this. I need to actually go into configure project for device. I'm going to go to 130RC1, which is the version that I need to use in order to get. Oh, here, let me turn off my webcam on the desk there. I'm use RC1. This is on the Argon, and it's still the Emotion Mesh Gateway. So now I'm targeting a new version of the device OS. These should go away. They should go away very soon. GrowGuard, I regularly use old code on my own Stack Overflow. I like that. I like that way of putting that. Oh yeah, and the red squigglies went away. I love it when the red squigglies go away. So I switched to the right version of device OS. I now have support for these objects. Robert Table's got to hop on a call with my team to get them up to speed on the production cut over Heroics. I'll pop back on when I'm done if you're still on. Oh, great. Yeah, no problem, Robert Tables. Have a good call. I hope it goes well. It goes very well. So I am going to I'm going to uncomment this for now, just to get everything doing right. I'm going to just try to run a local compile real quick, just to make sure that I'm in good shape. And then I'm going to take a quick, I think it's time for the first bio break. I need to get a little bit more water, use the facilities. So once I compile here, we'll transition to the first bio break. Or maybe I should do a bio break while it's compiling. I'm going to do that. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Y'all have fun. Okay. Grogard, sometimes I work on web stuff that I haven't used or touched in a long time that I reference. I don't like web dev, so I don't do it often, but I have some JS stuff that pretty much all my web projects use, like buttons without reloading the page. Oh, yeah. It's always, when you find that stuff and it works, no problem. I mean, you just gotta reuse it, right? Oh, Babbitt, sorry to hear that. Monday meetings, but no worries. Have a good rest of the day. Hopefully you can catch the VOD, but thanks for coming and hanging out for the first hour. I appreciate it. And in the meantime, we got ourselves a successfully compiled project. So I'm happy about that. Hopefully y'all are happy about that as well. So compilation is good. Now what I got to figure out is my current state is a string, right? Oh wait, maybe it's not. Oh, it is a string. Okay, cool. So I can just send the state. Yay. How do I add a string into, this will be fun. This will be fun. Right, because how big is the string? How many bytes does the string take up? I'm not sure that I have an easy way to find that. Because what I was doing here is my offset, I was increasing my offset by 4 because the float takes up 4 bytes. This string object is a particle string object. And I am not sure off the top of my head how many bytes it consumes. Is there an easy way? Is there an easy way to actually interrogate the byte size of a string object? What do y'all think? The string class is how big? I gotta think through this. Now I could actually, oh, you know what I could do? Is I could just send it along. Is the amount of characters plus 1? I think you're right, Grogard. So what I could actually do is send it along as a C string. Oh wait, get bytes. Hey, look at that. Copy the string characters to a supplied buffer. So if I do, what's buff when? Okay. Hey, Frackberg, thanks so much for the resub. Hope you're having a good Monday. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, length plus 1. So in this case, it would just be state.length plus 1. And I think that should work. So in this case, I think I could just use the mem copy. Although, trying to catch up from vacation, always a fun experience. Were you off all last week, Frackberg? And if you were, where'd you go? What'd you do? Tell us all about it. Excuse me. All right. I think that this is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and cloud flash. See if this works for me. Oh yeah, Philmont. That's right. 2 weeks. You did not die. Did you kill anyone though? That's the other question. Welcome back. Welcome back, Frackbird. That's great. Hopefully it's a fun experience. Okay, so that's flashing. And once that has flashed, we should be able to start getting some insight on the other end. And you gotta go hop on a meeting. Tough Monday. But hey, welcome back anyway. Thank you, Frackbird, for the sub, the resub, and for coming and hanging out again. I gotta make sure that I have these. Catch these. What were my Grogard, for the 5-month resub, for Michael Jolly for the 4-month. Spell Frackberg. For the 4-month resub. All right. Oh yeah, the Michael Jolly. How did your next View Vixen stream with the girls go yesterday? All right, so now I have on the other side, this is my stats viewer project, and we are going to, I need to get this thing into safe mode so I can, it was great. The last two have been really good. Very cool. I'm gonna go over to this one. Is he gonna freak out? Oh, that's great, Grogard. You wore your socks to Teardown? Awesome. That's awesome. I love those particle socks. They're so comfortable. I take them everywhere. It's good stuff. I'm looking at this Argon. I'm trying to figure out what the heck it's doing. It may be looking for a Wi-Fi access point that doesn't exist. If I did something. Okay, so my gateway is back online. Let me actually... go to the console and see if I can remember the name of what this one was. It was an Argon. They called this BLE mesh. James, your DigitalOcean t-shirt is the only branded clothing you own, and that t-shirt is darn comfy. Hey, you can't beat. I will take branded clothing, honestly. Like, I remember in the early days when I started doing conferences and stuff, like, the swag was terrible. It was like the Gildan, t-shirts that felt like you were wearing a piece of cardboard. Nobody wanted to keep that stuff. And now everybody has upped their game. All like American Apparel and Next Level and all the stuff. And it's like, and there is some nice branded swag out there where if it's comfortable, then it is worth wearing. And then there's the socks thing. The socks, it seems like in the last 2 or 3 years, like socks are the thing now that everybody does. And I'm okay with that, honestly. I don't mind branded socks if they're comfy. And yeah, it is free advertising. Why not? So it's totally worth it in that case. If you're going to give somebody a free t-shirt, you might as well spend the money to give them a t-shirt they're actually going to wear, because then it is worthwhile for you. It is free. It is free advertising at that point. All right, I'm going to have to reclaim this device here. Next up, pants. I like this idea of having like swag branded pants. It would be really funny. All right, I'm going to go in the Particle app because I think I need to actually reclaim this. Or get it on a new network, basically. Oh yeah, I gotta put it in safe mode. There we go. Oh, there's like a little box on the mobile app now. Focus! There we go. Steam Hyper Polyglot signing out. It's late where I'm from. Hey, thanks. Thanks so much. Anyway, enjoyed your live stream. I'll go explore around Twitch when I have time in the near future. But yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out, man. I hope that you have a great day. And again, really, I appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon. Cooper Clay, hey man. Pants. I can't wait to have Particle. I would never do that to you, Clay. It wouldn't happen. Not gonna happen. For better or for worse. That's pretty hilarious, Clay. And happy Monday to you. Hope you've been doing well these last couple of weeks. All right. Let me get this device back on. Get it connected to an internet somewhere. And why is it in safe mode? Why? Let's call it the motion controller. $11 Raiders from Ed Charbonneau. Hey, Ed and the Raiders, how are y'all doing? Thank you so much, Ed. I hope you're doing well. Hope you have been doing well. I meant to tell you it was good to see you at Build last month, and I'm happy to have Raiders and welcome y'all. Hey, Ancient Coder. Thanks for y'all coming and hanging out. And y'all came in as I was like staring down at my phone trying to get a device online. But welcome, welcome. I hope y'all are having a good Monday. So we are here. We're writing some firmware. Thanks so much for the follow, Fruggy. I appreciate that. I'm having follow alerts are being weird in OBS, but I did see your follow pop up. So thank you so much. And I want to add that. I need to add to my stream notes here. Ed. For the raid with 11 viewers. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm gonna make sure I leave these. And Grogard, thank you so much for repping with the Trash Panda, the Cyan Panda, excuse me. All right, so my device is set up. Let's see if I can actually flash something to it now, even if it's an empty sketch. So let me do, not that, not that. Cooper Beardy, thank you so much for the follow as well. I got to look over and check that out. Yeah, thanks again for coming for the raid, Ed. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of your Monday. I cannot speak today. And Cooper Beardy, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. All right, so void setup, not that. So just enough to get me, just enough. Include article.h. All right, and I'm gonna try flashing now. And let's do a cloud flash, that's fine. So we're gonna get this thing happily breathing cyan again instead of magenta, meaning that it's not actually running anything. And then once we get that working, we're gonna add some code. So for those of you that have just joined, I am working on a project called the Emotion Mesh Project. It is a machine learning and IoT project where we actually have a couple of different devices that are on a mesh network that are communicating. There is a Google Coral board that is connected into, here, let me show this very briefly. There's a Google Coral board that's connected in this box here. The Coral is actually connected to this webcam. The webcam is doing machine learning inferencing in real time. And there's a number of particle devices that are connected as well that sort of help control the network. So what I'm working on today is Bluetooth support. So we're actually adding some Bluetooth support so that I can see the current state of the network. And we can go from there. And it is not flashing, so that's not good. Oh no, wrong device. That's why it wasn't flashing. Let me set up the correct device. Where is that? Configure project for device. We'll do RC1. This is an Argon. What did I name this device? BLE emotion control. Okay, now let's try flashing. Just an empty project. It's not doing anything. And we'll come in and add the Bluetooth functionality here in a second. Once it actually, hopefully, once it flashes. I am not getting anything from this device, which is not super encouraging. Oh, now it's finally okay. All right. So once this actually starts flashing, I should see some updates in the console here. If I'm lucky. Oh, James, so I have not caught Chernobyl yet. And I was actually just talking to somebody about it last night, believe it or not. I have not. I need to. I didn't watch it while I was traveling. I ended up... Sometimes I get weird about watching stuff when I travel. So I actually ended up rewatching the first two John Wick movies, which is never a bad idea when I'm traveling. In addition to like the plane movies. I finally watched Captain Marvel on the way out. And the Lego Movie 2, which my kids had already seen, so I figured I had to catch that and catch up. If I rewatched the first two John Wick movies, Ip Man 2, I don't know. I need to catch Chernobyl. It's on the list for sure. My wife and I actually over the weekend we watched Free Solo, the documentary about the guy that climbed El Capitan, like free solo climbed El Capitan a couple of years ago. What in the heck? That was nuts. Absolutely nuts. So it says it failed to flash, but I just got a success message, so it's actually fine. Now I just need to wait for it to get back on the Wi-Fi. But Assuming that that worked well, we can actually start. I can actually start adding in the code to detect what's happening on the Bluetooth side. Okay, so I should already have the Adafruit library installed here. Mad, man. I know, right? Totally mad. Absolutely. I'm going to reinstall this library just to make sure that I get the references correct. Adafruit. This library, HX8357, is the library for the Adafruit, the TFT display that this is on the other side of, right? That one. That one right there. And I'm breathing cyan, so it's happy. It's happy device. HX8357. Installing. Okay, installed. Yay. Oh, crud, that's the wrong one. That's not what I wanted. Sorry. Apologize to myself. The one that I want is actually Adafruit. HX8357 RK. Oh, and Electric Havoc, thank you so much for the follow. And Claudine C05, I am so sorry that I am missing these follower notifications because they are not showing up in OBS for me for some reason. I don't know if y'all are seeing them on the stream. I am seeing them in the activity feed. So thank you so much, Electric Havoc and Claudine C05. Again, I apologize that I missed that a few minutes ago. James, I watched that thing on Bob Lazar and the Jerry episode of him, man. Some crazy stuff if it's real. Cooper Beardy was on Sky in the UK. So I heard it's an amazing series. I need to just suck it up and go do it. The problem is, it's on HBO here in the States, and I only ever subscribe to HBO for small periods of time for Silicon Valley. And so what I figure I'm going to do is Silicon Valley, I think, is supposed to come back in the fall for its final season. So my plan at this point is to actually catch that last season of Silicon Valley and also watch Chernobyl, while I've paid for a subscription, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It does to me. I don't know if it does to y'all. What is happening? No, don't save. Okay, so it did add those. I'm going to take that out of there. Some parts of it you don't want to be eating. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine Cooper Beardy, for sure. Okay. So, as I did last time, I'm just going to shamelessly steal my own code from my past self. My past self does not mind having code stolen from it, because my past self worked very hard to get this code to work. And so he appreciates the effort that it took and does not mind when I'm stealing code from myself, if that makes sense. I'm just talking out of my butt today. Okay. I need to delete some folders here. I don't think these are part of the same. $100 bits for butt talking. Thank you so much, Michael Jolly, and getting yourself on the July leaderboard first of the day. Thank you so much for the cheer. I appreciate it. I mean, this is what we do here on Twitch streams, right? We talk to ourselves, to anyone who will listen. Okay. Come on, Squiggly, go away. Am I saved? Do I have to save you to go away? Go away, Squiggly. Go away. Twitch streams, Apex Legends, body paint, and butt talking. I'm here for this. I'm so here for this. That's pretty funny. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna do a very, very simple setup. Oh, so that is so weird. I just got the cheer like noise through my headphones like just now. One day someone will do all three on Twitch. I agree with Michael Jolly, and that'll be fun to watch. Oh, that was from James. Okay, so James, I got the noise that time, but I totally missed the... What is happening with OBS? That is like so late. Spin them last bits. Thank you so much. Thank you, James. It's awesome. Appreciate it. Current. Here, we'll just say emotion mesh state. It was before? Okay, well, I don't know what the heck's going on then. I'm gonna try cloud flashing that. And if I did everything correct, which is not very likely, this will change. See, and I just got another noise. And I think that may have been from yours, James. So weird. I just updated OBS before my stream because it looked like there was a bug fix update. I hope that this is not causing that. We'll see. All right. We can get down closer. Yeah, Stream Elements loves something. I don't know what it is. Hey, look at that. It worked. Emotion mesh state. And I need to like do 2 separate lines for that. Let's just say emotion mesh. And I don't even know if, can y'all even see that? The light on that is not great. What happens if I turn the light on? What? Oh, good God. Alright, well, there's like a little bit of a light halo on the bottom, but as you can kind of see the screen a bit better. Fix a bug, cost 6 others. Been there, John, for sure. And welcome. Happy Monday to you. Hope you're doing well. I do that all the time. It's like, I'm a pro at that. Let's flash it again. James, the ADA box is amazing. I have not regretted a single ADA box that I've gotten. They're all just awesome. They're all very, very cool. Okay, so now let's actually do some Bluetooth scanning. Let's actually do some scanning in the loop. Yeah, filming these displays is super hard, Grogard, you're right. I just want y'all to be able to like see at least a little bit of what's happening in there. Let's do, oh yeah, and let's just do capture the last state. Oh, I got you. You don't need the distraction for sure, James. I hear you. Okay. So if you remember what I said earlier on the other side about, if you remember from this code where I was actually sending the values and setting a company ID and then setting a packet type. And the whole point of that is, like I mentioned here, is just to make sure that as I'm scanning, because I'm just actually reading advertising data from Bluetooth. I'm not actually doing a pairing operation between these devices. I'm just scanning out there in the ether for any Bluetooth devices that I find, and then showing their results on and then looking for, okay, if it's company ID, OXFF, right? If I'm getting sort of the right byte values here, then I know that I have what I'm looking for. So change this to state. Yeah, state. So this is going to be tough because I don't know how long of a... I don't know how I'm going to get this back out on the other side. This might be an extra... Yeah, this might be kind of fun. We'll see. We'll see. And let's see, I will update the last state with the state if I need to. And I'm getting some weird... Are you getting... Y'all getting music cutting out again? James, the new pies are looking pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm excited about those new raspberry pies for sure. John Calloway, music is cutting out. All right. Are you getting choppy video too, Michael Jolly? The audio is fine, but the video is choppy. Like, is it just lagging, or is it... Am I dropping frames? Because I'm not getting any drop frames from OBS. But who knows? So I probably have to, in the... Dropping frames, really? Okay. Anybody else seeing that? Any of the rest of y'all getting frame drops? Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, James, is that it is going down. I'm a soldier on. Cooper Beardy, you're actually getting some drop frames as well? What the heck? Twitch Inspector is not... I am getting it all clear from the Twitch Inspector. What is going on? Right? I need to drop like 10 grand on that new Mac Pro. And maybe get the stand too. Yeah, no problem, John Calloway. Enjoy the meeting. I hope it is a useful and productive one. All right. So let me just see what I'm getting here. I'm going to do a local flash. guess we best get tipping. Right? Oh, doubt it. Oh, sorry to hear that, John. But I know how that can go. All right. Let's do a... Okay. Serial monitor. Ah, Groger. Okay, so Groger, I got the resub. Hey, thank you again. Twice in the same stream for the resub, right? Did you do that one already? Or am I just now getting the notification? And you're welcome for the socks. And thank you so much. You are too kind. All right. Oh, this is the resub message. All right, all right, all right. Cool. Well, I do appreciate it very much. All right, let's do a local flash. This Bluetooth stuff is kind of fun, but just DM'd you a couple of vids to show what it's doing at the Weird AV Sync. All right, thanks to Michael Jolly. I appreciate that. Hopefully it is not too much for y'all to tolerate, because there's not really anything I can do about it until after my stream is done today. But y'all let me know. Let me know if it's just driving, if it's just too much to handle. I don't want to bail on the stream unless it's just not working at all. All right, keep going. Keep going. We're going to keep going. And I hope for these things to just fix themselves. Maybe I got a little hiccup because I've noticed the audio seems to have hung on all right for the last few minutes, so. All right, so we have flashed. We have flashed. I'm gonna open up, I'm gonna do that again. Serial monitor. All right, well, I hope so. Is that the right device? All right, I'm online. I think I may have paired to the wrong one. Let's reflash. Because what I should be seeing is some log output here. So let's try this again. Oh, it's the other one. Okay. So it's not 145401. Yeah, I suppose so. There we go. I suppose y'all can sort of see the screen at an angle a bit, and you're not getting as much of the light from the light ring from the camera. So I suppose that's good. Okay, serial monitor. Let's use this one. Okay, there we go. All right. So now we're getting some BLE business. So it is seeing the messages. Okay. So this is probably gonna. So all right. So I am getting BLE messages, the HAL BLE messages. These errors are not necessarily a bad thing. It's just I was seeing these even when it's working. I think it's a transmission receive sort of issue. But I'm not getting anything in here. So I'm gonna log in here. I'm gonna do the old debug log. Hey, .commie, thanks so much for the resub. I appreciate it. You are awesome, and happy Monday to you. Hope you have been having a good week so far. Hope your last couple of weeks have been good, as I have been off traveling, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But thanks for coming in, .commie. How's your day been so far? All right, I'm gonna reflash again. .commie, we are doing some Bluetooth work today. Actually adding Bluetooth low energy support to the Emotion Mesh project, which I'm pretty jazzed about, assuming I can get it working. Thanks, man. I'm excited about it too. So ultimately, this is going to end up being sort of a remote control for the entire network. So when I take this little demo out to that conference in Wisconsin in August, that I will be able to use it to sort of remotely reset things, take photos, do all that kind of stuff. Should be good fun. And to test the range of Bluetooth out a little bit as well. But thanks so much for the resub. And I gotta admit, I gotta go back. So we got the raid from Ed. I got the Michael Jolly. Cheered for 100 bits. And James cheered for 100 bits. Oh, 50 bits. And .commie resub for 5 months. I appreciate y'all so very much. All y'all. .commie, how did the presentation go at NDC Oslo? It went great. It went really well. I expect that they've been posting videos. That looks like they have about half of the videos up so far. So hopefully mine will be up in the next couple of days, and I'll share the video on Twitter. But it went really well. The demos all worked. I mentioned earlier that my demos all worked during the session. So that was insane. I was very, very happy about that. That happened. So yeah, it was great. It went really well. It's a good conference as well. I really enjoy NDC. It is. It's well worth it. All right, let me go back into the. All right, I don't see my. I don't see my got packet log, so maybe I actually didn't. Maybe I'm not actually broadcasting correctly. All right. Oh, total length. Oh, this is. That's going to be a problem. I don't need to filter based on that, though. But all right. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to be an issue. So if I do mem copy state 4, okay. My total length is going to be longer. So let's do this. Let's actually take out that if statement and not worry about it. Hey, Nishborka, how are you? Hello. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a good week so far. All right, I'm gonna take this out. Excuse me, we'll move everything over. I won't stress about the length. Oops. Did it fix it automatically? Must have. Okay. Thanks for saying hi, Nishporka. I appreciate it. All right. Let me reflash now. Excuse me. So the check, I had a check in here to just make sure that the length of my scan result was 7, but frankly, I don't need that check if I'm also checking to make sure that my metadata, company ID, and data type are a certain thing. I'm not gonna mess with every packet. Nishporka fine, started the week good. That's great. Great to hear that. I have as well. Excited to be here hanging out on stream, trying to getting some things done. Okay, here we go. Connecting to Wi-Fi. State changed. So I'm still not getting that correct info. Okay, y'all, let's do this. I'm gonna take another quick bio break, and then we will come back and take a look at this in about 2 minutes. So get more water, use the facilities, and I will be right back. 2 minutes. Okay, we are back. Still nothing here. So, I'm gonna go back over to the broadcaster side, to the controller, and let's emit some values here to see what's actually happening. So I'm gonna do a couple of particle. We'll do a particle publish here. Since the emotion mesh like controller device is actually not serial connected to my machine, so I'm just going to use particle publish to actually output some of these values so I can actually see what's going on. So we're going to take a look at the state. The length and then the offset, my overall offset value. Well, it's ultimately the same thing, right? No, actually, sorry, my overall offset. That's what I want, offset. Right. What? Okay. Okay, Cloud Flash here now on the controller, which I think is here. This one. Okay. 145, success. Oh. You know something? See, this is where I feel like I've been good lately about not having like streamer brain where I like forget to do very obvious things. Like I'm not actually calling this anywhere. So of course my controller isn't publishing anything. I'm not doing anything to read it. Like I copied and pasted code in, and then I forgot like the actual important code that does this. This crap. Idiot. All right. So I'm gonna call this update advertising data in setup. Where's my setup? I knew I was forgetting something. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my brain. This is what I do. All right, we're gonna update false, and then I think here. And I will actually add an advertising interval here too, as well, to my loop, and we'll update the advertising data here. Why isn't it doing anything? That's right, Grogard. Yeah, why isn't it doing anything? Oh, yeah, I should actually call the function. That's exactly right. Ah, Grogard, I'm so glad it's not just me, but yeah. Let's update this every... Fragberg, I did come back from vacation and find a neat ADA box on my table. Yeah, congratulations. I have it too. And I have not, I showed this earlier, I am so excited to play with this with my boys this week. This is gonna be our like 4th of July project. We're gonna do some pie gaming. That's gonna be fun. I have not turned mine on. It is barely out of the box because I wanna actually unbox it properly with the kids. but it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's actually update this every 10 seconds. I think that seems pretty reasonable. For now, at least, anyway. Okay. So now that we're actually calling the correct... I know, Grogard, the GIF playback stuff is amazing. Cooper, Clay, so Clay, I have a Pi portal as well. They are... It's actually pretty amazing how much they're pushing that that SAMD51 that's in there. And especially with CircuitPython, so like I'm really jazzed about messing with this. And like I said earlier, so this is the main like ML IoT SAMD51 that powers the Pi portal. Excuse me, the Pi Gamer. But notice what else is on here. Featherwing headers. One could one could plug a particle Xenon in here, or a giant board. Maybe, if you wanted to. So I'm going to do some stuff. I'm going to be messing with these for sure. I am very, very excited. Yeah, Frankberg, I just opened the box at the beginning of the stream for show and tell. And now I got to pretend like I didn't for the kids. I got to like bundle it back up and be like, no, guys. I didn't open it. Come on, let's go. This should be fun. I'm pumped. I have to resist the temptation to like stop doing this and just play with that, right? Did I cloud flash already? Uh-oh. What is happening? Y'all hold on just a sec. I got... I think I have a battery issue on this thing I gotta mess with. There we go. All right, I had to replace a LiPo on the controller, so now I should be good to go. Might have to do something with the regulator on the board. Back powering the giant board isn't so good. Learn the hard way there. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I presume that they have that wired grow guard similarly to what they did with the Hollow Wing last year. Hey, Robert Tables. Yes, we're still rocking. For sure. And still talking about the Ada box. Frackberg is here. He got his Ada box. He hadn't done anything with it yet because he's been all busy like being a primitive camper with a bunch of scouts. But hey, that's okay. That's fine. James, I don't think it uses Pygame. I think actually Adafruit has their own. So it supports CircuitPython, but it actually also supports MS MakeCode. So this is actually what I was going to take my kids through. MS MakeCode. There actually is a game builder. Yeah, Frackberg totally squirreled me, but I don't mind. Because my Bluetooth stuff's not working right now anyway. Blah, blah, blah. MS MakeCode Arcade. So there's a beta version for this. And so you can actually use this with the Pi Gamer. And there's a bunch of like tutorials in here. What just happened? There's tutorials in here. There's so much stuff in here. Community contributed stuff, some game design concepts. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that most of the stuff actually works with the Pi Gamer. As well as the Pi Badge. Or the Meowbit. Frackberg, I want to hear the story behind that. Bluetooth is single-handedly responsible for at least one dent in your desk? Do tell. Do tell, because it is about to be responsible for a dent in mine. All right, am I getting... Okay, there we go. State is idle. My offset is 8. Length is 4. Right, because it's 4 characters, right? So on the other side, then, I should be actually getting good stuff now. Hey, look at that. We got a packet. I have a state value. So it really was like, okay, so here's the lesson. When you create a helper function to actually do something for you in the piece of code, it's very important that in order for that function to do what you need it to do, that you call it somewhere in your code, which I had not done. And I have now. So there we go. Forehead shaped dent. Forehead shaped dent, Frankfurt. Okay. Robert, if you apply 3.3 volts to the giant board, 3.3 volt output, it might let magic smoke out of the PMIC. Oh, well, so that's why you always buy 3. That's why you always buy 3, right? Clay, I can't stand Bluetooth. Give me wired. Hey, I mean, Bluetooth, when Bluetooth works, it's nice. It's working for me right now. I just got to like do some stuff. I have to like, it's kind of working, but not working, if that makes any sense. My packet is incorrect, but that's okay. Remember to call the code. Yes, call the code. That's right, Robert Tables. And I've done this before on my stream for sure. Many, many times. Oh, what is that? What is it? What is the quote command? I don't think something that I don't have. Yeah, it's an easy, for sure, Cooper Beardy. It's very easy to forget to call something, and I do it so much. Okay, so I actually did see a message earlier, but now I'm not getting it. Did I change my... Oh, maybe it actually only published like... What did I set the interval to? $10,000. Oh, well, you know what? Oh, here's the other thing too. Intervals don't update themselves. They don't update themselves, and the music is crapping out on me again. Ah! Stop doing that. Nah. There we go. We should be getting state values again. Any minute now. It's happening again. I don't know if y'all are... I don't know if I'm getting drops again or delays on the stream side, but I'm getting pretzel skips in the sound again. Okay, my state is idle. I got a packet, so that's great. I can take this log message out. And I'm copying buffer 3, 4 into state. Actually, it should be 5, right? Robert Tab, was it your stream tools being mad that you were gone so long? I know, right? I have to kiss and make up with my stream tools. They're punishing me for any time spent apart. All right, well, so nothing is actually being written on the screen here, even though it should. So my state is nothing. So what if I do, let's change this to just log info with the state value. It's a string, should work. Should do something. Local flash, oh, not good. Why was I getting red? Huh. Right, Pretzel does need to get it together. I'm not gonna stand for this, Pretzel. All right, so where we are at this point, Bluetooth is actually working with broadcasting the current state from my gateway device. And now I am trying to, there we go, to read it correctly on the other side. So we're pulling in the scan results. We're actually inspecting the packet, the payload. It looks like it's the right thing that we want. And I think I'm doing something wrong in memcopy here. You know what? I wonder if I should just make that a C string instead of... Gotta think through this. So the length of my string, is it 4? Shouldn't it be 5? Oh, that's the buffer size, right? So what's the signature of memcopy? Size T. I need 5. What I'm going to end up having to do ultimately, though, is add another byte that represents the length. Right? The length of the actual string itself. So that on this side, when I do the memcopy, I know how long it is to read it back out. In this case, let's cheat. Let's cheat a tiny bit, just for a moment. Right, ultimately what I'm going to need is something like this, which is going to be an integer string length that's going to be like buff 3. That's what I'm going to have to add on both ends. And then use that string length here. However, for the moment, I just want to actually see it working. It's not cheating. Everything we do is a hack. We tricked rocks into thinking by shoving lightning into them. That's pretty funny, Robert Tables. You're not wrong. I like the way you put that. Ugh. Still getting an empty value. So buff 3, length of 5, memcopy state. It doesn't like something about this either because it keeps resetting my device. So that's not usually a good sign. But let's do this. Cooper Beardy could do that. Could do a showing that into a few people I know. Shoving that into a few people I know, it does the same thing. I know, I like it. Frack, we're getting him. Oh, Robert Tables is like peppering that across streams today. I like it. Spreading the good word. Spreading the good word, Robert Tables. Where is it? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change this. You might as well just do the right thing here now. I'm going to remove these. And we're going to do buff, offset, oh, you know what? I mean, that's why my mem copy there's not working, because I'm doing it wrong on both sides. Yeah, Robert Tables, you could put a feather in the back of that in the back of the Pi Gamer. For sure you can. I'm gonna do it. I'm excited about that. As a former electrician, it doesn't do the same thing to people. It's a shame, but it does do other fun and exciting things. Oh, you guys are hilarious. I got a feather as a speaker gifted at Robert Tables. Robert Tables, you have more than one feather compatible device. You have other devices that will plug into the back of this. In addition to that conference, yeah, you can use particle devices. Absolutely you can. Now it's not gonna like power. Here's the thing, like what you're doing ultimately is it gives you the opportunity to add a UART connection between any feather compatible device and the AT-SAMD51, because the actual like main chip here is right here underneath the feather. Like that's the actual main microcontroller on the Pi Gamer. This just gives you the ability to plug in another device that can communicate with that and maybe do interesting things. Oh, I don't feel like an idiot, Robert Tables. It's totally, I mean, I just noticed that myself. I didn't expect you to know that. It's fine. That's why I'm here to help, man. That's why I'm here to help. See, everybody go and get one. As soon as they come, because I'm sure they're out of stock now with the AdaBox. And yes, just try a bit of lightning, Robert Tables. I'm pumped too. I'm not joking. So James, I don't know for a fact if the particle could use the screen and the controls, but here's what I do know, because I haven't looked yet at the specific docs. Here, let's go now. We got time. Let's go check it out. Because James, the way that I have used this in the past is, okay, come on. Previous AdaBoxes. Maybe this is not the right place to be. Okay. No, Robert Tables, you don't have to write a game with it. Not at all. You could totally use it. And so here's the only caveat that I'm going to make is that when I have done this in the past with this feather, the actual like main part of what's happening is here on the Atmel AT-SAMD51. But because there's feather breakouts in here, you can actually establish a serial UART connection between this and whatever feather compatible device that you want to plug in here. So that gives you the ability to control and read from the rest of these devices, from the rest of these buttons and sensors and the screen and what have you. As long as you're comfortable just doing serial communication between the two, this is really easy. So you absolutely can do things with a ESP32 and something like this, or a particle argon and a mesh network and this device to actually do communication back and forth. So what I have done before is I actually built a demo last year that used the Adafruit HalloWing, which worked in a similar way. It had the SAMD51 on it, and it had these headers, and it had a screen on the front that actually ran some like creepy Halloween eye animations. And what I did was I actually added that to a mesh network with an Argon, or the Xenon, excuse me, and then just did serial back and forth between the two. It's actually, I mean, it's actually relatively straightforward to do. So it'd be really, really easy to do. Use it for controlling your build system, automation, turn off lights, absolutely. It should be fine as long as the libraries are, yeah, that's the key, right? Robert Table's new deployer button. You have to beat the game to deploy your app? Absolutely. Hey, Robert Tables, that's a good idea. Interface with an OBD2 from the remote device with a display. And if it's a Bluetooth-enabled OBD2 device, then you can do even more with it. That'd be great. And if you lose the game, it destroys your production infrastructure. Exactly. Now y'all are on the trolley. That's kind of hilarious. All right, so my next offset. So my next value is actually going to be the length. So I'm going to set, here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to set length. Yeah, okay. All right. Sorry, I need to like think out loud. No, it's been 2 weeks since I've streamed with y'all, so most of my thinking has been all internal lately. I need to get back to thinking out loud. So what I want to do right now is actually add a length to this so that I can read that out on the other side. Right now I know my length of idle is 4, but it's going to be basically an integer. It's actually an unsigned 8. Let's just do a UN8T. And we're going to do state length. Okay, y'all are talking. With a little modification, you can control the whole thing with any featherboard bypassing the SAMD51. Grogard, is that true on that one? Because I couldn't do that with the Hollowing, with the old Hollowing before. But if it's possible on the Pygamer, then that's even cooler. Because on the Hollowing, some of the stuff was isolated from the feather pins, definitely. Robert Tables, wait, I secretly think that Frackberg went on vacation with Brittany at a time. He says. Well, so then the question is, Robert Tables, did I go to Norway? Did Frackberg go to Norway, or did I go to Philmont? So I suppose that would be the question. It'd be interesting. Okay. So that's going to be the length that will set that there. And we'll do offset again. Right. I think that's what I want. I think that's ultimately what I want on the controller side. So let's reflash that. Both! I mean, Grogard, it'd be really cool if that was the case. There's no doubt. It'd be very cool. Okay, I'm looking. It's flashing on the controller side. So if I have done everything correctly now, so I need to come back over on the receiver on my Bluetooth on this device, which is actually going to read from the Bluetooth device. And now I can do this. Buffer 3 is actually my length. So I can do stringlen. Right, and I'm going to be reading buffer 4 in this case. We all know what happens when you make assumptions. That's right. Here, let me log the length out also. Log.info. No single quotes, Brandon. You're not writing Python. This is C. It's finicky. So Grogard, did I see that you're planning on having CircuitPython support built into the giant board? Robert Tables, when you make assumptions, you end up making a change request for you and me. That's pretty funny. All right, let's do a local flash again. You already have it built in. It's already there. That's great. That's very exciting. I mentioned, I don't know if you were on yet. I mentioned this at the beginning, Grogar, but the ESP32 MicroPython workshop that I did at NDC Oslo a couple of weeks ago was very fun. And I actually really enjoyed spending some time really, like I've done MicroPython before, a little bit of CircuitPython, but this was my first sort of in-depth 2-day long workshop, and that was neat. I enjoyed that. It was really cool to have a REPL terminal actually open on the device and be changing things and inspecting state and all that. That was crazy. Ah! I'm getting a red flashy. It doesn't like the red flashy. I am SOSing my device, because I'm doing something wrong. Let's take this out. Grogart, it'll include basically all the libs, excuse me. Adafruit, Blinka, yep. No need to download stuff. Cool, that's great. James, any Pi plans for Particle? Nothing that I can announce right now, no. On the down low, I'm playing with CircuitPython bare metal. Oh, it's cool, Grover. Frackberg, I'd be totally down for Python on Particle. We have gotten that feedback before, for sure. I think it's a great idea. Definitely. Yeah. Y'all don't even quote me on that kind of stuff. I don't need to be getting in trouble for running my mouth on my Twitch stream. Don't even. And yeah, to be fair, Grogard is right. So you can actually use the new particle devices with CircuitPython. The only catch is that you have to wipe out the particle device OS for all the cloud stuff, and all of the particle primitives and device OS functionality does not work if you do that. But you can actually, because it's based on the Nordic NRF 52840, or it's built around the Nordic NRF 52840. And that chip supports CircuitPython, you absolutely can. You can do that. Speaking of Python hardware, Frackberg, I leave for 2 weeks and they announced a 4 gig RAM Pi, right? It's a pretty cool looking Pi too. I'm waiting for it to be available on Adafruit again to get one. Robert Tables, I'd like to try to actually get Johnny 5 set up on a Photon. I've only heard that it's possible, but I haven't done it. Yeah, you can do it. The only thing with Johnny 5 is that you have to keep a USB connection open to a machine. Like, it only works. You can only run JavaScript in Johnny 5 if you keep a serial connection open between a machine that can actually. Because what Johnny 5 and others basically do is they interpret JavaScript commands as and basically use Fermata to marshal those over to actual like C commands to do GPIO work on the actual devices themselves. So it's work. You can totally do it. It's just not running JavaScript or Johnny 5 natively on the device. Grogard, you have an Argon running CircuitPython? Yeah, Robert Tables. So when I first messed with that a couple of years ago, I didn't realize that either until I actually went through the exercise of like getting it set up. And you can totally do it. It's cool, the kind of stuff you can do in JavaScript, but you have the serial cable running from your laptop to a microcontroller. It's tethered. At that point, it's totally tethered. Now, their devices like the Tesla 2 works without that tethering. So you can write JavaScript with the Tesla and do that. And Nice Borka, thanks so much for the follow. I totally missed that. Looks like it was just a few minutes ago, but again, I'm not getting notifications in the stream tools, but I do appreciate the follow. I thought it was a transpile compile type of thing, something that would run on an embedded device. It's not currently. Not on any of the devices I've seen. I don't know if that's changed recently, but it's not that I have seen. Okay, it's just ticking me off. So now I'm not even getting the length read out correctly. This is one of those streams where at the beginning of the day, or as I was thinking about this over the weekend, like, what am I going to stream about on Monday? I was like, oh, yeah, I'll add Bluetooth stuff to the Emotion Mesh project. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's probably not going to take up very much time. What else am I going to do? And I have a list of other things I could have done today, but I should have known better. That this one very simple thing was actually going to eat up the entire 3 hours, which is totally fine. I don't mind it. I mean, this stuff I wanted to do anyway. Hopefully y'all aren't bored. I'm not bored. I would love it if it worked. It'd be really great if it would work. James, I picked up a new old school Nokia the other day while my phone was in repair. I really want to strip that down and see if I can use the parts. Nice. And yeah, Robert Tables, I assume that's directed to me. Yes, Frederickberg, I totally played myself. I absolutely played myself. Okay, so this isn't working. Ugh. There is nothing in that buffer at that location. Just a simple DNS change, right, Robert? Oh, right. I mean, do I have to convert this to a byte? I do, don't I? Oh, I hate this byte array crap. So how do I do like an integer to a byte? I mean, converting an int into a 4-byte char array. Is that what it's going to be? Is that my problem, that it's actually doing like... Very carefully is right, Frackberg, and I feel like I'm going to screw myself, like big time right now. Stupid Stack Overflow. Convert an array of bytes. Oh, God. This is where my knowledge of C starts to completely fall down. My very, very limited knowledge of C. Extract the first. So every integer is 4 bytes. Maybe that's my problem, is I need to actually offset by 4. Right? uint8t is going to be... Oh, I feel like my brain's not working today. Unsigned int is going to be 4 bytes. Right, so I need to actually I don't want to store the byte by byte value. I just want to do, this is a buffer, it's fine. But I do need to actually store that, and then I need to do offset plus equals 4, right? Frackwork, speaking of crap I have to pay for, I'm going to have to drop pretty much all of my Twitch subs due to the HVAC going out. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Not because of the Twitch subs, but because of HVAC. That stinks, man. But I had a similar, while I was out of the country, we had a similar sort of like, oh, this just got dropped on our lap kind of thing, which was a lot of fun. I know how much that sucks. Okay. So I'm doing the offset with my length, right? uint 8t. So let's see. uint 8t. Yep. Y'all have fun. Watch Brandon flail around. Oh, no. The unsigned 8-bit integer type. It's unsigned. Its width is guaranteed to be exactly 8 bits. Thus, its size is 1 byte. That's exactly what I wanted. It's a 1 byte, so I don't need to increase the offset. Ugh. So then how, is there a way to actually, do I need to convert it to a byte? How do I do like uint 8t 2 byte? I mean, it only takes up 1 byte, so I shouldn't have to like convert it, should I? Probably the issue here is something totally different, but I'm gonna struggle down this path for a little while, huh? Oh. When did my cup start doing that? When did my cup become see-through? This absolutely should not matter. I mean, it's going in as a byte. This value is a byte. So I'm gonna, So, Grogard, I'm glad that I'm not alone in this because I feel like an idiot right now. This is why I like Python when I can use it, bits and bytes conversions. This is exactly what I'm struggling with right now. It's totally killing me. And I'm still learning it too. Like, I'm self-taught on a lot of this stuff. And the general things I can handle pretty well, but then I get into this like weird... I get in this weird corner case crap. And it's messing me up. That's all right. We'll struggle together. Right? Mesh. No. We'll just call buff offset. Let's see what happens. Turn it into a string. See what comes out the other side. Cloud flash this. Churning along. It's coming back online. Grover, I usually just keep the data types the same from the variables to the functions and it works out, which is usually what I do too. And honestly, if it were not for Bluetooth, 40, 28, 48? What? 32? Why is it different? Okay, I did not expect that. That length is not correct. So I'm doing something wrong. Where's the state value coming from? Wait a minute. Where's this being set? Oh, the state. That's right, the state. Hold on. This value should never be changing. And it's weird to me that I'm getting a different link. So this, we may be close to the source of my problem. Great. That's not, yeah. Now it's 8. Something's going on. I think I might need to convert this to a C-type string. 52! It's garbage data. 52 what? 0. You're also self-taught, Grogard. That's awesome. I love meeting people that, you know, we got into this because we love it, because it's, you know, something that drew our interest and our attention. We try to stick with it over time, and you tackle new challenges, new problems. I mean, I'm guessing, the giant board has probably been a very amazing challenge, I'm sure. Idle, 8. But I bet you've learned a ton through the exercise. It's going to give me idle and then another garbage value. Okay, so the source of my... Oh, 8. Now you're giving me the same. But that's not what I want. That's not the right length. So what the heck is this supposed to be? Unsigned int. Oh, it's not a single byte int. If I were to... I started with some online Python courses like 6-7 years ago and branched out from there. Very cool. So now it's giving me a stable value of 8. Is that length supposed to be the length in... Hold on. Let me go to the docs. Let me go to the particle docs. String length. Oh, it's the length in characters. This does not include a trailing null character. And every character takes up 2 bytes. In this case. Excuse me, 2 bits. It's ultimately a single byte. Right? No, 2 bytes per character. Right? Right? Robert Taylor's exactly right. Just add Bluetooth, they said. It'll be quick and easy, they said. Okay, so let's be fair here. The Bluetooth part of it is actually pretty easy. I am actually like advertising Bluetooth data and then reading it on the other side. It's the building up of the data, like the payload that I need to send between devices. Because Bluetooth, unfortunately, doesn't have a nice JSON representation that I can work with. The trailing null is why you do the +1. That's for sure. No, I know that's why I'm doing the +1. So I'm updating my offset by 8 characters, right? Or 8 characters. So this is what's messing me up. That's not a length of 8 characters. It's 4 characters. So I think what I need to do is my actual length is going to be state times length divided by 2. And that will actually give me a proper... Right? I think this is what I need to do. I'm going to follow my instincts here. My instincts are telling me to divide this by 2. You know what? Well, whatever. I'll come back to that in a second. Robert Tables. Maybe the real solution was the friends we made along the way and was in the docs the whole time. Oh man, you cracked me up. That's not at all helpful, but you cracked me up. It is funny as hell. Okay, this should give me a 4. No, it doesn't. That's what the... Ah. Why? What happens if I change this to capture? So now I'm in capture state. I wonder what length value I'm going to get then. Always 8? Is it always 8? Yeah. What? Okay, let's go into waiting. What is happening right now? Correct. I'm very confused. It's Monday. I should expect to be confused. But this is concerning to me. Like everything is just giving me a length of 8. So now I'm wondering what the heck this state.length is really giving me. Return len. So it's just giving me back an internal value. What's len? Okay. So I'm trying to look at this. I'm trying to look at the source right now to see if anything useful in the particle device OS source code. What is this? Am I... Okay. All right, y'all, I feel like my brain has just stopped working. So I'm gonna try a few more things, but I don't think we're gonna get this fixed in the next 20 minutes. Unless a miracle happens. Stranger things have happened. But I'm at a loss for why this is always an 8. Because according to the docs, this is supposed to be the length of the string in characters. So idle should 4, capture, CAPTURE, 7, and yet I'm always getting an 8. Now it's 2. Oh, well, yeah. Because I don't need to divide by 2. One moment. We'll be back on track here. Or what's it doing? Oh, coming back online. It's coming back online. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Idle. 4. Okay. So now if I change it to capture, what am I going to get? Seven. Okay, so these are now the correct values. Okay, so length, this should be offset plus plus equals the length of 7, right? And then we copy. Yeah, well, we got, it's better, Grogard, we got something. So let me see. All right, let's go back to the other side. See what's happening here. Because on my length side, let's do this. Log info I. And let's just make this should be uint 8t. There we go. Let's try that now. If I can at least get the length. If I'm reading the length properly, I will feel like I have accomplished something of substance today. In addition to just hanging out with y'all, which is substantive in and of itself. It's been fun to be back. But I would like to have some progress, something to show. Get this flashing on. All right. Show me length values. Show me, please. 7. Woo! Look at that. We got a 7 actually encoded correctly. If I go back to idle, show me a 4. When it comes back through, Come on. Oh. My controller restarted, huh? Okay, one moment. When we see an idle message come across to the left-hand side, we should see it on the Bluetooth window down here on the bottom as well. Idle 4. Come on. Come on. Come on, Bluetooth. I believe in you. Why is it restarting again? I have another battery issue here. I do. Hold on. Hold on. Gotta get another battery. Well, yeah, it turns out, Heck is right. It turns out one spare wasn't enough. I had LiPo batteries on my table here. Length of 4, yes! We're getting the correct length values. That's fantastic. I'm excited about this. So, progress. But all this flashing of the controller has drained these LiPo batteries for sure. Okay, this is great. So now I have an actual length value. That's from buffer 3. Let's try this now. Oh, wouldn't it be so nice, y'all? Wouldn't it be so nice? Dare I hope that this is gonna work. If this works, I'm just gonna like triple kapow. Absolutely. Thank you, .comy. Thank you, Girl Guard. I mean, this is great. We actually, I can figure this last piece out, but it actually did turn out my instincts were correct about that. I need to actually provide the length along so that this knows exactly how to decode the string properly. Yeah, Girl Guard, using Wi-Fi can drop to 100 milliamps for sure. I had a device, I had a particle xenon that was just broadcasting battery voltage via NFC or Bluetooth, but it had the Wi-Fi, or as an argon, had the Wi-Fi turned off and the battery was running, like it was losing maybe a percent, you know, every couple of days. It's great, nothing. Right, there we go. Cross your fingers. Yeah, Grogard, I had that thought as I was, I mean, it makes sense that you would have to do that. Okay, receive state of length 4. Now I just have an issue with decoding the value properly. So maybe, am I perhaps not getting the null terminating character here? Does mem copy, would it work better if I actually did a C string? Right, so if I did const char, if I did it that way? No, when I'm in the const, can't do it that way. Right? No, that's not right. Let me think about this for a second. Yeah, I definitely don't want const, but I do think that I want this as a C string. I just want to make sure I have the syntax on this card. I think it's just char star. Especially if I don't know, right? Buffer for length into state. This seems to be correct. So let's try. See, I'm getting that red light again. So there's something happening that's causing this to SOS when I'm messing with the memory buffer. And I think that's probably it. Yeah, that's what, yeah, char star, similar to char, have a variable array length, which obviously I don't know. Well, actually, I guess I do know, because I know the length. But whatever. Wait for this to do its thing. And I think, so in the last, we got 10 minutes left, and it'll be, so what did I say 10 minutes ago that I wasn't gonna be able to get this working in the next 20 minutes? How awesome would that be if this starts working like right now? It'll be so baller. I'm just gonna wait for the state. Wait, oh, the state, okay. Now it's nothing. Now I got empty. So it's not garbage characters, but it's nothing. You know what I'm gonna do? There's actually some good stuff in the docs. In the particle docs for all of the Bluetooth stuff, one of our content folks, Rick Kasaguma, who does a lot of the tutorials and our docs, and he is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant engineer. He creates some really awesome stuff. And he built the Bluetooth tutorials, which included a ton of great examples for... He created examples around like using a body temp thermometer, heart rate device, nearby devices, UART between devices, a log handler. So there's some really cool stuff here. I would highly recommend checking it out. So let me see if there's actually anything in here that would solve my current problem on what I'm doing on the read side. So I'm thinking UART central maybe. So this just streams a UART connection between two devices. Oh, thanks, Grogard. I'll check that out. Okay, BLE scan. Found. No. Oh, there's even a web BLE demo here, which is pretty cool. With Chrome, so that's worth checking out. So not seeing anything. I'm sure y'all don't want to watch me scroll through docs. I think that I will... Here's the peripheral side. Okay, so here's an example where a color code is being sent. It's a 32-bit integer. Yeah, C++ has so many nuances, and you absolutely can get trapped. You very easily get trapped when you're going through. It's kind of nuts, for sure. So this is a similar example where we're just doing a mem copy, but this is into a string, or sorry, into a 32-bit integer. So let me look up mem copy into a C string. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Tell me, tutorials point. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Mem copy, destination, source, size of, destination. So maybe I mean, ultimately, maybe this is my issue. Memcopy functions copies n bytes from C to CS once these memory buffers overlap, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know. So maybe I just need to set the length properly instead of actually making it variable length. If I set it ahead of time. Let's try this. It'll be my last try, and then I'm going to raid. I found somebody to raid, a fellow live coder. Gary Ewan Park is streaming right now, so I figured we would go and say hello to him. Is that right? Jep 13? Yeah, Jep 13. Why not? I think that way is better, is that according to the internet would copy it to the buffer versus pointing it to a memory location. You're right, yeah, Grogard. The way I've changed it to right now. Yeah, that I'm actually putting something on the stack instead of the heap then at this point. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it makes any difference. It might not make a bit of difference. So now I have like more gobbledygook than I had before. I don't know if that's better or not. Oh, look at this. And now that gobbledygook is on my screen. So at least I'm writing garbage data to the screen. That's kind of funny looking. Look at that. It's like a little like frowny face. Can y'all see that? Oh, sorry, I got the camera up in there. Yeah, a little frowny face in there. That's hilarious. Dag nabbit. Okay, so there's something in the buffer. This is correct, I suppose. Should I be doing a mem copy? Like, am I missing the null terminator? Should I be doing this here? It's giving me a length of 4. So I had that thought, Grogard, that it may be a data type thing. Like if I were to just do log info with just the state, maybe I'm just doing a bad conversion. No, it's not what I wanted to do. All right, let's try this. One more compile to see what happens if we don't try to do a string concatenation. Garbage business stuff. One more compile. It's so close. It's so close, y'all. All right, we'll see what happens here. Fingers crossed, everybody. Fingers crossed. I'm feeling good. Of course, well, that doesn't matter because I print to the screen and I still get the gobbledygook. So there is a data type issue there. even if I get something here in the log, I got the same garbage to the screen. So this isn't really going to do anything for me. Ah. All right. So I got to level up. I got to level up to figure out this particular issue here. And I'm wondering if, okay, maybe I can force myself to do like one more. If I do a mem copy and I do like, I don't know, Grogard, is this insane? If I'm just doing like a null Terminator character here, is that the null Terminator character? Yeah, I'm not a fan of what's happening right now. But I think this is what I want to do. Maybe. Let's try this. This is going to be my last flash. Whether this works or not, we're going to raid over into Gary's stream here in a minute. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what monstrosity I create through this manipulation that I just did. Okay. It's coming back online. And we wait, and we wait. Less gobbledygook, but still gobbledygook. Okay, well, no, it's the same kind, I guess. It just looks, it's less garbage on my screen. Okay, so I got some work to do to figure this out. I will figure it out. This has been fun, though. We actually did get the Bluetooth stuff to work, so I feel pretty confident. At least we know the length variable is being set correctly. Now, whether or not I'm encoding the data correctly on the controller side or decoding it correctly on the other side remains to be seen. But I will figure that out, and that'll be something for us to work on next time. So thank y'all. It's been fun today. Actually, I had a good time jumping back in after a couple of weeks off. So hopefully, thank y'all for being patient with me as I shook off a little rustiness. Seems like quality was overall fine on the audio and video aside of a few little tweaky things I may have to look into. But hope you all have a great rest of the day. Enjoyed it. Thanks to Michael Jolly. I'll see you on your stream tomorrow. Hang out with the rest of y'all. We're going to go raid over into Mr. Gary Ewan Park's stream, fellow live coder. So please hang out for a minute or two just so we can go and say hi to him. And once again, let me start the raid here. But y'all have a great rest of the day. Great rest of the week. I will see you again next time. Thank you very, very much. Have a happy Monday. Bye.